The following program contains adult language, descriptions of fantasy violence, and a general lack of skill, talent, and quality. Audience discretion is advised.
Last time on Party of 5e.
The remnants of the dragon has some magical properties that might be able to aid us.
It seems that Arlo is very vested in attempting to befriend this creature. I think we give him the opportunity to do so.
And you all arrive at the town of Merchant.
I want to see if my people have like the shop here.
So you're at Fawn's shop. He leads you into the back, and what you see are very similar to the green dragon scale that
I've got one of those too.
Dinwiddle, I think was the town.
Maybe if we're heading that way anyways, it might be good to see where the supply of magical scales that apparently people of magical inclination are using.
And now, the continuation.
As you all are starting to head out, Fox, give me a perception check.
Shit. That's a 7.
Okay. So, you all keep going.
Just a reminder that my hawk has a passive perception of 19.
Fair enough.
Hey,
Just periodically
alright.
throw that out there.
No, it's good.
So
It's a good
I like
call.
to hear.
But this was specific to...
Oh.
Check. Okay. So
burn my
as you
inspiration.
guys... okay.
Ooh.
There you go. You're gonna get it.
Forgot about that.
Alright, that's a 17.
Okay. So you get to eat your inspiration, literally. So, as you guys are starting to make your way through town, it seems like you're getting like this kind of flash in your eye, as if someone is trying to like use something reflective to kind of signal towards you as you guys are walking through, trying to get your attention. And as you as you start to realize that, this doesn't seem natural, as you starting to look around, it kind of goes away.
I can't see the general direction of where it is.
So as you guys were heading out of town, it was coming off to your from your right, through probably one of the alleys or places in between the buildings and stuff like that.
Okay. Guys, we need to make a quick stop. Just trust me. I think there's something this way we need to check out real quick. And I would like to make my way towards what I was seeing and hoping that they're going to come along with me and not ask questions, because I don't know.
Okay.
I'm going to...
I'll follow, but
I don't know. I just want to make sure. We got to go this way real quick.
As soon as Fox indicates a direction, I'm going to ask Romoran to fly up and then that way.
Okay.
And then let me know what he sees.
Okay. What does he see? There's a lot of like awnings and banners and all. It's difficult to see through here. But through the break of some of these buildings, and as Fox makes her way towards you, it looks like there was maybe a woman kind of off to the side in the crevice of those buildings that seems to be trying to call Fox's attention. And you are heading that way.
Mm-hmm.
It's probably only about 10 or 15 feet. 15 or 20 feet. And as you make your way there, give me a strength check real quick.
17.
Okay. So what happens is as you get to that break in the or that space between the buildings, somebody tries to grab you, and they kind of pin you against the wall, and they have a knife to your throat. But with a 17, it's not easy for them, and it's not like you're not pinned, as it were. But they did try to get you kind of out of prying eyes and out of the street. So you're not restrained or anything, but they did try to like, pull you over, and right now they have a knife to your throat. And you see it's this human woman. She has like these green robes and green scarf and hood over her, and she brings the knife to your throat, and then she takes your wrist that has the bracer. She's like, "Where did you get this?"
This was gifted to me.
The sisters don't gift their bracers. So as you are...
Well, I went to follow.
Right, you did. So whatever you're gonna do when you see this, so she is, so as you're looking down at the knife, you can, underneath her sleeve, because she keeps it concealed, you can see a very similar looking bracer underneath. It's like, the sisters don't just gift these, and they certainly are far more coy about it. Where did you get this?
Kayla gave it to me.
Kayla.
Yes.
Why would she give it to you?
It's a long story, but we've got Fayal with us. He's safe.
I don't know who Fayal is.
That's
Okay,
what
well,
we're-
we might
So,
not
yeah.
be, on the same page then.
At this point, I think I would have
Kayla
like
is
walked
not
up.
with
I would
us
have
anymore.
been.
Yeah.
So you would have walked. So you would have walked up by then.
So I think
and you do what?
if this woman was focused on Fox, because I have a long sword that I keep sheathed. My glaive is my main weapon.
Sure.
So I would have my long sword, and I would have it now like resting basically on the back of her neck, the person, and be like, do anything rash, and it will be the last thing you do. I advise you to slowly put your dagger down before any blood is spilt.
So, so yeah, she sees that, and again, kind of gives you this little side eye. She's not scared at all, but she notices your very high, your very shiny, bright armor, which just screams paladin, right? So she sees that, and she's like, very well. So she takes the dagger away, and as she goes to put it away, she kind of opens up, her robe, and you just see like just a belt full of just throwing knives. She's just all the way around. You probably couldn't count how many.
We were lucky.
You probably couldn't count how many there were at this just from that quick glance. So again, she's looking to you. It's like, what happened to Kayla?
Kayla, unfortunately, passed when a dragon and army came to her town, and she's no longer with us. So she gave this to...
Before she passed on several things that would be of the utmost secrecy. And one of them being her bracer that she entrusted to my friend here. And the other being something I'm not sure if we're at liberty to discuss with someone.
As you say that, Fael walks up and he sees what's going on, and and almost, he doesn't know her, but almost as if he knows of her. Looking up at, this is Anka. So it's like, are you another one of the sisters? And so she looks down at Fayal, and so she kind of kneels down to get eye level with him. So, and then looks up to Fox. Is this who you were speaking of?
Yeah. Yep. So walk up. Yep. Yep.
So, so she is very, very intent on looking at him in as much detail, taking in as much as she can. She even, again, kind of looks around, see who else is around, and without taking it off fully, just kind of getting a better look at Fayal, and brings the hood back over. So it seems as though the hearsay is true. There is another one of your kind among us. If this is why Kayla fell, it was for a righteous cause. This is one of the charges of our sisterhood, is to protect the dragonborn kind. Unfortunately, we haven't seen many of your kind in quite some time. It seemed as though, looking up at you all, it seemed as though his kind had been lost for, I thought would have been forever. I guess times are about to change. So she is obviously not quite prepared to have, or wasn't expecting to have actually met a dragonborn in real life, even though, or in person rather, even though, as she described, it is one of the responsibilities, it is one of the tasks that that their organization is responsible for. So she just, let's just say, given her chosen path, she didn't think she would actually end up encountering one. So she is so as soon as she kind of speaks with or kind of takes in Fayal's presence, her demeanor just changes, right? She's from the hard ass kind of like, I'm about to fucking kill you attitude to maybe I'm in good company kind of attitude. You know, she just kind of, she relaxes a little bit.
Okay, I want to pull Lukthaen to the side, and I want to ask him, hey, I want to ask more about the sisterhood, and I also didn't want to do this without your consent, but I was thinking about maybe mentioning how your master, or whatever she was to you, was also part of this, and that maybe she can give us a little bit more information about what it is and all of this, but so she can see that it's not only one person who was dying and left us this, that we do have, clearly are now very involved with this sisterhood. But I don't know how you would feel about bringing her up.
Her name is Exaria. And I kind of look back down at the girl.
So I will go to Anka, and I'll be like, Anka, it seems like our paths keep crossing. First, it was Kayla, and one of my companions here knew Alexandria, who apparently was also part of this sisterhood. Would you be able to tell us more about what this is and why? What are y'all trying to accomplish?
Well, the sisterhood, we have many charges. There are some of us doing things that maybe the other smaller groups don't know about. organization is a very loose term. Not everyone is privy to the workings of others. However, and she's trying to think, right? Like Exadiel, it sounds familiar. I feel like it's someone that the Sisters of Higher Order would probably have better information. I know she was someone in high regard of the Sisterhood. However, I am not sure precisely of her responsibility.
Where might we find higher members of the higher order of the Sisterhood?
Well, if my presence and if Kayla's actions are any indication, it's not that you will find them. It's that they will find you when it is needed.
So did you find us here, or did you just happen to be here?
Well, little column A, little column B. No, there is a bit of chance at work here, certainly. But for future reference, the sisters try to be a bit more... what's the word? Covert. And she says that, as she kind of pulls, she kind of gestures with her sleeve to kind of maybe pull it down over so the view of the bracer isn't so obvious.
It's not so much important to me as it is
Right.
just protecting this one.
Of course.
I guess, I don't know. Like, what's your job? Where's your post? I guess.
Well, again, the sisterhood, the sisters, they go where they are needed. Sometimes it's for aid, whether it be healing or attaining things that are not so easy to attain. And with that, she starts to kind of walk backward, farther back into the alley, and then she turns around and she just starts running off.
What? I mean, we're going after her, right? Like, are y'all cool with that? Or
Do we have need to?
Yeah.
I think we found out everything that we needed to from her, aside from potentially...
She seems like she's very low down the totem. Does that even say right?
Protocol.
Total.
Yep.
There you go.
That's it.
Flip them.
Yep.
Nailed it.
Yeah.
Nailed it.
Yeah.
Okay.
It said it didn't sound right.
Right? It's like,
I'm like,
All right.
Those totem tools,
All right. So, so what do you guys want to do?
It's a
I think
very
we'll-
unorganized group.
I think we'll find more answers about the sisterhood as we progress.
Well, she did say organization is a loose term.
Yeah. I mean, clearly, but she's about to stick me. She's about to stick me.
Oh, that was never gonna happen.
It's like easy to say for me. All right, let's continue on. Let's go ahead.
For the benefit of Phaon, maybe it would be wise to cover the brace. I know that you don't care about the organization, but you do care about it.
Just that girl just got to me, man. She just sucked. Ugh. Okay, so I'm gonna go and cover it up.
Cover it up, put under your sleeve, and
Yeah,
okay. It's like, God,
I know.
looks so good.
I'm like not giving her the satisfaction, even though she's gone.
Right. It's like,
Unbelievable.
I'm not doing it right. It just seems like I'm not doing it for you.
It's just no, I don't.
Ron would still be circling the area. Like, his charge while we were talking was to just, I should have said this earlier, but to make sure we weren't being watched or somebody didn't stumble on us.
Right.
But I want him to watch her, if he can, kind of figure out a direction or a purpose.
So whatever the direction of the alley is that way. Think of your classic, Assassin's Creed or Prince of Persia type thing. She just parkours the hell out of it, and
She's off the map.
she's off the map. So sorry to snowball you like that, but all right. So you guys just gonna go ahead and head back out. So you guys head back out. As you're making your way out of town, there's someone on a horse and carriage that's kind of coming by. So this person, as they see you all walking out from the alley, a blue tiefling woman on this carriage. She's like, "Well, if it isn't Arlo Stone, if I'll be. It's been a while since I've seen you around here." So you know this person. Mm-hmm. They definitely noticed you in your new fancy clothes coming out of an alley.
You did it yourself.
Right? Well.
On the hose.
So, she is you have come to know her as Zahn. Her name is Emma. Emma Zahn. So she is a blue tiefling woman. She has short little horns that come straight out from her temples. So she's like, "Arlo Stone, I haven't seen you here it's been a moment. What have you been up to?"
You know what? Merchant stuff. I, as you know, try and get up the ranks of my little group of merchants, just trying to be better at my job.
Of course.
But something got thrown into my plate that I have to.
Of course.
settle.
Of course.
What are you doing around here?
Well, funny you mention that. I have something for this. No. Speaking of merchandise, all these guys around here, they're making a mistake. They're sitting here, they're waiting for people to come to them. And so she gestures to her horse and carriage. I find that me coming to the customer opens up a different clientele. So, if you and your friends here are ever interested in something, you let me know what you need, and maybe I can have it for you. And she kind of looks around at her, again, even though there's kind of people she's just looks around. I can probably have it to you by your next encounter. Wow. So, if you need something, maybe you let me know what you need, and I'll see if I can get it for you. So just keep that in mind. All right.
How would we communicate with you?
Right. That's what I was wondering too.
Funny you ask. Remember, I will come to you. That's right. That's all you need to know.
Seems suspicious.
I mean, you don't.
Seems very convenient.
This guy gets
key.
it. So this guy gets it. You
I get it.
You
I
can
get it. I get it.
You probably get it, right?
Get it.
So,
Target flyer.
I mean,
is on.
if you don't need anything, don't buy anything. But
Is that really how you work, Amazon?
I mean, I'm not going to. Again, kind of looks around. I'm not going to give up all my secrets because I think I'm ahead of the game on this. So, tell you what. I'll give you a discount on your first order. So, again, if you need
This would have been
something,
great. Like 5 minutes ago.
if you need something, I'm pretty sure I can get it for you. Of course, if you have the coin. Well, nice talking to you, Arlo. Nice meeting your friends. And she kind of just, she kind of cracks the whip on her horse, and she carries on down the way.
She's great.
Amazing. Amazing.
She's great.
So, anything else
Little
before you leave
trailblazer
town?
There, yeah.
Yeah.
Excellent.
No.
I think, unless anybody else needs get anything.
Okay.
I don't think so.
All right.
Not with this 19 gold.
Right.
Which is now more than I have.
Do we wish to have the ruby appraised?
We can. It wouldn't hurt.
Yeah, absolutely. I
Okay.
think so.
Yeah.
So,
We've already deduced that there's no magical properties to it, right?
I believe so.
Yes.
Did you?
We did.
I thought
I
so.
thought I sat with it.
Yeah.
did you?
Do you want me to roll like Arcana?
I don't remember if we did or not.
I'm pretty sure.
I'm pretty sure you actually expressly told us
Yeah.
it was mundane.
It was just a,
valuable.
Okay.
a rock. Yeah.
Yeah, you know what? You're right. I did.
Yeah.
I did. Good call.
That's why we made it 9.9.
Yeah, that happened.
It's magical in being even 10.
Right. Off the charts. So yes, it is it's just a raw ruby stone. Yeah. So yeah, if you want to try to hawk it, you just try to. What do you guys do?
Well, I
What
know
do
you
guys
said
do?
everybody's kind of a hodgepodge, but do we see any kind of a lapidary specialist?
Sure. Give me. Why don't you give me a perception check and see if you can see someone who might be.
Well, my hawk likes the shiny. So
Sure,
I'll let
yeah,
Rob
there you
do
go.
the eye on
Do it.
14.
Yeah, it's all right. You can find someone if you guys were kind of to walk up and down the even just a little extra glance, you can see someone who probably does a little bit more like jewelry and stuff like that as their focus. So you go into this jeweler's shop, so what do you do? How do you present it, and what do you ask?
Fox is in possession of
Okay.
Right. Yeah, so I mean, you can go up to, I guess, the counter or who's behind.
Okay.
Are they greeting us as we
Right,
walk in?
no.
Are we,
Yeah, are they friendly?
Yeah. So what you see is just an elvish, I don't know if you can say older, but definitely kind of grayish hair, definitely kind of for about as weathered as you can think an elvish type to be. Just kind of with some little glasses on her nose, as she's just kind of reading a book or two, and then as you guys walk in, she kind of looks over her cheaters and it's like, customers. And you all come in. It's like, hello. How can I help you all today?
Hi. We came into possession of an incredible stone that we wanted to have properly appraised.
Oh, of course, of course. So, as you say that, she's, starts rummaging through there. She like gets her little, her little monocle out and everything. She starts getting out her little magnifying glass. She's like, all right, let me take a look.
Oh no!
Price.
Do you charge an appraisal fee?
Yeah. Yeah.
Well, you all, and she kind of, and especially looks at you. You seem like nice folks. Let me just take a look at it. Let me see what you got.
Appreciate it, dear. So yeah, just
Yeah.
go ahead and set my biceps. Okay.
Right, and then you just chonk it down onto the counter, and so she's like, her monocle and her little, and her tiny little magnifying glass. She's like, well, she takes it out, and excuse me just a moment. So she puts that down, and she grabs a different book, and she's like flipping through it, and she's like, well, there's what it's worth, and there's what I could afford. If I were to guess, this is roughly, and she picks it up a little bit. She picks up and a little bit, and then she like takes one hand away. It is roughly 9.87 pounds. Is that correct? Does that sound right?
That sounds
Pretty good.
pretty close.
Good.
Yes.
So she's just dumbfounded. Well, I could. To be clear, this is not what it's worth. But I could only give you about. And then she kind of like looks through some bags. You hear some like metal and some coins jiggling around. I can only afford to give you about 1,000 gold pieces. And she's like,
1,000 gold.
and she's like, I mean, she's not trying to be coy about it, but.
So we're saying that the raw 10-pound thing, we're saying that its real value is probably 2,000 gold?
2,000 plus. Depends on the next person that takes a look at it. Depends on, depends on some other things. I will say bare ass minimum 2,000.
Yeah.
Gold, right? This is gold. But and she'll communicate. She'll communicate that to you. It's like this could be several thousands worth of gold, but I'm so sorry, my dears, but I do not have that much. So if you're I won't ask where you got it from. but the 1,000 is it's all that I have. I will not be offended if that is not the value that you were seeking, but at this time that is all I could afford.
Well, I think thank you for your appraisal. I'll gladly pay you for that because you've been so generous with us.
Of course.
But I think it's best if we try to find another buyer.
Or, I don't know how the rest of y'all feel about this. How about we sell 1,000 gold worth of the gem? It's raw. I mean, it's not cut. It wouldn't hurt to get it cut.
I have another idea.
Mm-hmm.
We could ask her to
Provide us a buyer.
provide us with additional goods
Oh,
to make up the difference in value.
Well,
The 1,000 gold that she has, and maybe some of her wares that we could then like to trade for more.
mm-hmm.
That is I think a good idea. So is she just a gem? What is her? What are
Yeah,
her
so
wares?
it's lots of. It is mostly kind of. It's mostly jewelry, different types of trinkets, rings, necklaces. None of it is magical what's the word I was trying to use? But none of it is magical in origin or anything like that. It's just stuff. You know what I mean? It's all just jewels and different types of metals that she uses throughout her crafting. Again, some of this stuff she probably actually makes, but it is not inherently magical. So you would just be getting the face value of it.
If you did have the gold for it, if it wasn't a question of what was in your purse, so to speak, how much would you offer for this?
Well, a merchant has to make their own money, am I right? So I would have offered, if money were no object, I would have offered at least 2,000. She kind of like, yeah, she's trying to be, it probably doesn't surprise you that she's, there's not a lot of people in her store. Probably you're starting to probably get the idea that maybe she's not a great salesman because she's actually telling you all this stuff. But yeah, she's like, well, it's easily double what I'm offering, but I'm not sure who around here would have that as far as who would offer that in exchange for something like this. This is a very, very intriguing find. I'm just not sure how many of the other jewelers in town would have such liquidable asset.
So, to try to support my own argument in my head, you could tell me if my character would be able to take a look around at the jewelry that she sells. And again, if we were to give her our gem for 1,000 gold and then 1,000 worth of jewelry
Plus,
would it be an appreciable investment? Would we then be able to take the jewelry that we are purchasing for roughly 1,000 gold and make at least that or more in resale? And I mean, I'm a pretty intelligent dude. I can make a check, whatever you want.
Well, I also
well, yeah,
he's like an actual merchant.
Yeah. So,
and I mean, I'm not to like belabor the whole thing, but like, Aust comes from nobility, so he's fairly accustomed to higher end.
right.
So
what you can glean from that is it's not high end. It's as she suggested, it's all stuff that she makes there. It's about as good as the quality of the things that she has available that she's able to afford. So not high end as you would, Arlo might know, but table talk. If the players, again, going back to the Renaissance Festival situation, you don't know who else is selling the same stuff or similar quality stuff. So
this is a fairly small like tradesman village, right?
Right.
I mean, he did mention there were multiple jewelers just in this town.
But he also mentioned that we're kind of seeing the same stuff everywhere. So
But you didn't go into every place. So the player,
I
the
don't-
character
I don't
doesn't
think that
know
was
that.
the implication with the jewelry.
Well, I think
specifically.
my take is that, and my character's take from the kind of inclination of this conversation was that if we went to found like a high end buyer, we probably could get more of a high end price for it. Versus we don't necessarily need the money right now. Not like we're all flat broke and we can't afford a night in an inn somewhere. Versus
Yeah, but that's life-changing wealth. That's
Yeah.
forget the DM's adventure and just go buy a fortress somewhere.
yeah, but the
Retire.
difference between like 1,000 gold and some knickknack jewelry and like 4,000 or 5,000 gold.
I agree.
You know what I mean? That's my only point.
Yeah,
is
I
that,
think my character just kind of has a soft spot for this little old lady.
Well-
mine doesn't.
Mine,
Good.
I think,
Thank God.
is more like this is just a good, and we're making it like if we find the perfect seller, obviously they're gonna give us perfect money, but that's hard and that's gonna take time and effort and a lot. Like I can probably get some like connections, try to sell it to somebody high end, but we can get money here right now,
But we
and
don't-
we also don't have to do the whole stone. My thing is, we can cut it.
Can it be cut that easily?
Well, probably not easily,
Probably not.
but
So-
she cuts gems, so I'm sure.
But my
Can be
point,
cut.
She cuts
Well,
gems.
my point is that.
I cut gems.
So to your point, Arlo. Then I agree that it would take time to find a suitable buyer that would be able to pay what it's worth. But to that point, we're not needing extravagant money at this time. And as Fox pointed out, she's very adept at running water and food in the wilderness. So
Yeah, and I'm so out of
So
my
can
depth
I, but
here, so
I think my thing is, I think we can find somebody maybe who can offer us a little bit more. I don't think people just are gonna have that much money ready to buy some like huge piece of gem from anybody.
well, yes.
Like most of the people who are gonna afford it are like really high nobles,
Right.
royalty. Like, and then for us to go and be like, we have this gem that we want to sell to you. One is kind of like weird. She's not asking questions, but like most people will. Like, where'd you get this gem? That's like way too big. And like stuff like that. I'm just seeing it as in like an actual merchant. Like, this is like, get your money, get out of this like thing. And I think you're seeing it as like an investment, whereas like, oh, this is like a lot of money that we can make out of it. And I'm like, no, we found it. I mean, we like fought or whatever, but I think we're gonna make more gold on the way. Like, and I think this would help us more right now than when we already have a lot of gold.
To be fair, although we have not found any gold since we've begun.
Well,
So, you're right. I do see it as an investment. I think it is a wise investment, not to break the resource that we have.
well, maybe not break it.
Well, cut it.
Well, yeah, but
And I am of noble birth, and if necessary, I can find an audience with local lord.
I can find an audience. The audience.
Um,
How long will finding the audience take?
most lords don't deny an audience with another of nobility.
Well, most nobility aren't walking around in the forest. So, I'm just saying, I mean, we can stick with the rock, but it's just gonna be a rock as long as it's with this. And we can get gold out of this. I mean, either way, I'm currently fine. I'm just saying, if we do find, like, for example, something that we might need on our travels, we might not be able to afford that because we have no physical gold.
Well,
and we might have
if
to
you-
give a ruby.
If you take the time to conserve your resources instead of spending half of them on frivolous expenses, then maybe you wouldn't have such a concern over how much gold you have in your pocket at any given time.
Some of us have a job.
In that moment, Phael tugs at your tunic,
Oh.
Aust, and he kind of like, he says, I think this was the lag I think we were speaking of, that we were trying to avoid. And then he kind of ducks his head out of the conversation again. And the lady behind the counter, she's seeing you guys discuss this, and she kind of like, she's getting the idea we don't want this, and so she's gonna start putting her gold away. It's like, and she's kind of looking up at you guys, like, no. She's like giving like the awkward look. So we do or don't sell. Final answer. All right, sounds like a no to me. All right. So you all continue outward, and you make.
Grab the rock.
Good call. Right. She's waiting till you guys leave. I was like, and then you, Aust. And he takes it back. So yeah, you guys head back out of the town of Merchant, on the way in the direction of Dinwiddle. If you guys end up there, I'll leave that to you. However, what you all do not see. First of all, let me reel that back a little bit.
Oh.
So
Is this the end of the episode?
getting there. So you all make your way.
We didn't do anything.
We met like
That's
4
right.
merchants and didn't do anything except buy my really nice clothes.
And argue about it.
That's okay. Because more table talk. What I'm also keeping track of is all the things that we didn't do. So this will be a noise.
Oh.
Murderer! So yeah, you guys are heading out to town. You're not going to get to the next town in between now and then. So you guys start to make up camp. Is there anything you guys would want to do as you guys are making up camp and getting ready for a long rest, even though we didn't do anything? Is there anything else that you all would like to do? You all have, as you've continued down the road, you found, a cozy spot. Probably Fox gave you guys pointed in a good direction about nice, comfy area, a nice, good flat ground in between some sturdy trees where you can probably hang up things like for tents and hammocks and however you guys like to long rest. Is there anything you all would like to do before you turn in for the evening?
I'm gonna order on Amazon. I'm just. I think we're good.
So, I'll save that for later, actually. Okay. Anything else you guys would like to do before that? Is your long rest? Nope. Looks like Curtis is getting ready for a long rest.
Yeah.
Okay, so now, what you don't see is later that evening, back in Marchant, evening has fallen, and a lot of the shops are closing up. Some of the taverns and the other places that are serving food and drink, they are those places are bustling as people are winding down. People are having a drink and having a good gather. Riding into town, however, is the hooded and masked Devardrath on a couple of, along with a couple of his minions on horses. they get to Fawn's shop. When they get there, Fawn's shop is kind of closed down. He's in the back on his little area that he uses to sleep in. And Devar Drath walks into that area, and he sees Fawn lying down. And again, no expression. You can't see anything on his face. But he's just staring down at Fawn. But one of his minions goes to kind of slap at his face and to wake him up a little bit. And he's like, "Oh, hey, what's going on?" And then his minions, Devar Drath will speak to you. He's like, "Okay, well, who the hell is that?" And then what he does is he looks at him, and he looks over at the table where you saw the dragon scales and whatnot, and he flips the cloth off of that, and he looks back at Fawn.
Where did you get this?
He's like, some guys, whatever. And he pulls out the claw that he had cut off of the other grafter that we first experienced, the one that he had cut off previously, and he pulls this out. It's like,
where did you get all of this?
It's like, okay. Well, there are some guys that come through here. They have that kind of stuff. It's not all the time. I mean, just take it if you need to. Whatever. And then he just this commanding presence, right? Just slowly walks over to him. And again, without touching him, without doing anything.
Where does it come from?
It's like, these guys, it's Dinwiddle. They come from Dinwiddle, I think. That's what they said. I don't know. And so, with again, no emotion, he goes and takes the rest of the stuff off of the table. The numerous number of scales and different pieces that he had. He takes everything off of that table. They just kind of bundle it up, and he passes it off to one of his minions, who tucks it away into a bag. And then they leave Fawn's shop. They mount their horses again, and they head back out. And that is where we will end.